In the previous video, we had a look at the effect that the different components of debt can have on it. Now let's take a look at how we can use this knowledge. Now to see whether it's better for Joe to settle his debt or invest his bonus, we will have a look at two scenarios. In the first scenario, let's assume that Joe has 100,000 Rand, 10-year loan, and is paying 12% interest on that loan. After 2 years, he receives his bonus and needs to decide whether to invest it or to settle his debt. Assume he can get a return of 12% on his investment. If we look at the amortization graph, it looks as follows. You can see that in the beginning the interest repayment is a greater part of the total repayment, as expected. If the 20,000 Rand was used to settle a part of the loan, it would have the following effect. Since the capital value that the interest rate is applied to is reduced, the interest portion of the total repayment is reduced. So much so that there is now an interest saving of 24,000 Rand, quite a large reduction that Joe would have paid in interest. But what if Joe invested the bonus instead? Well, for the 8-year period between receiving the bonus in year 2 and paying off the loan in year 10, the return on investment would have been around 32,000. If you look at the graph, you can see that the growth in the capital value of the investment far exceeds the interest saving that we would have paid on the debt. But why is this so? The simple answer is compound interest. When we reduce the capital value of the debt, all we did was reduce the base value that the 12% interest was calculated from. However, when we invested 20,000, we benefit from compound growth, which is basically growth on growth on growth. In the second scenario, we have the exact same case, but instead of a lump sum of 20,000 Rand, we have a monthly premium of 500 Rand that we can either invest or use to settle our debt. We have the same starting amortization graph as before, where at the beginning the interest repayment is the greater part of the total repayment, as expected. The effect that the monthly repayments have on the amortization graph is different, however, to the effect of the lump sum repayment. Since both the red portion and the green portion are capital repayments, we end up paying the capital off faster. In this case, we have a saving of the interest paid of 30,000 Rand. We can see that using the monthly premium of 500 Rand to settle the debt is more beneficial than investing it, since the return on the investment would only have been around 17,000. The reason once again is the principle of compound growth. Because we have a small base value of 500 Rand, the effect of compound growth is not as powerful as it would have been with a lump sum of 20,000. Now we are boosting it with a capital repayment of 500 Rand, which means we pay less interest in the next month, in the month after that, and so on and so forth. We also have the added benefit of paying the capital value off faster. Another very important factor to take into consideration when deciding whether to settle your debt or to invest is to compare the fixed interest rates against the potential investment return. You have to remember that the interest rate on your debt is fixed and the return from your investment can fluctuate depending on how those investment markets are doing. By now, Joe should have a good understanding of what debt is and the factors affecting the different components of debt. Each and every case is different, whether it's a lump sum or monthly premium. There are so many factors affecting the outcome that Joe should consult his financial planner, so it can help Joe determine what the most beneficial action would be for him to take.